With this purity card, I'm hearing angel. So somebody thinks that you are an angel. You are heaven sent. You have been placed along their path at this particular point in time to save them from a life of loneliness. You have motivated this person to change their focus out of trying to just accept that maybe love isn't for them at this time in their life or in general. And it's like all of a sudden they're like, whoa, who's this? Okay, maybe I'm not just going to commit myself to bachelorhood forever. Maybe it's not over for me as far as romance is concerned. Maybe you are the one that I have been waiting for. It feels like this person wants to be very respectful in how they move towards you because they see that you have a very unique light, that you can't just be sort of like treated like anybody. They don't want to treat this situation like they had circumstances in the past that might have ended very badly for them. They're seeing that you are operating in a very high vibrational energy. You have a lot of self-respect to where it's going to require an elevated approach on their part. They can't just come in very carelessly. There's a sense that you motivate this person just by being yourself to kind of pick themselves up, stand in the fullness of that high vibration within, to embody that in themselves in order to present something like an offer to you that would be worth your while, that would be worth your time and consideration. They may see you as almost like a kindred spirit, something that they recognize within you, that maybe you're at a point in your life where you're like, I'd prefer to be alone rather than settling. I'm not going to chase love. I'm not going to chase people and things that I know are not good for me. If I can't find anything good to choose, then I choose myself. And it feels like they've had those same sorts of conversations with themselves. They've come to that same place of resolution within themselves of like, better to walk alone than in poor company. And so there's a sense of almost like, I don't have to walk this journey of life alone, perhaps, because here is somebody that is making me start to question, but what if? What if this is the one? What if this is the situation that I have been preparing for? So this is somebody that wants to make a very good first impression. They're very careful with how they want to move towards you. They don't want to startle you or startle themselves. There's a sense that they feel that they've got like one chance in this situation, so they want to get things right. They are moving steadily towards you, but it's at an easier pace or like a slower pace. This isn't someone that's just going to come like rushing in. This is somebody that it feels like is going to take the time to kind of make sure that they're ready if you say yes, to make sure that they can, be very kind of attentive right from the start, that they do their job to not kind of like mess this up, or, they do what they feel is like their job to do right by you. They anticipate that, you have had your fair share of heartbreak as they have. So maybe the both of you are, it's kind of later in life when you're meeting one another. You're both mature, or that's kind of like written all over your energy. It's written all over your face. Things that they may be already like aware of about you, that, you've lived life. You're not somebody that is just kind of like fresh out of the gates. You're not green. You're not naive. You're not innocent. This is somebody that doesn't want to insult your intelligence or, kind of like run game on you in any sort of sense. There's almost something that is kind of where they feel that it would be very rebellious to come towards you in an honest way. Like somebody that's just, I'm tired of the games. And this is the most kind of taboo thing I can think to do, is to be direct and upfront with you, because it's not what people are doing nowadays, or it's not what my experience has been recently or in the past as far as dating and romance is concerned. And so there's a hope that maybe that will sort of like set them apart from any potential competition, or would help to kind of bring you out of a place of your focus is elsewhere other than love and romance. They see you as somebody who is kind of, you're moving in alignment with some other sort of motivation. You're not out here trying to like show up and show off for other people. You're not trying to like get attention of other people. You're somebody that you've got other sorts of priorities. For some, there's almost an uncertainty, like, are you single? So that may account for that kind of cautious approach. But it feels like for most people, this is somebody that is like 99% sure you're not seeing anyone, or if you are seeing anyone, that it's not serious. And so why not give it a try? But you have inspired them to kind of almost take an old-fashioned approach, but something very innovative, something that they've never done before, that's never been done before, that they're hoping like nobody's approached you like this before. This isn't somebody that's just looking for a fling, but it's almost like, I want to take the time to, kind of present myself to you as an interesting and a viable option. We also have discernment. So the sense that you are single, you present as that. Hopefully most of you are single if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, that'd be great for someone to approach. This person is kind of like trying to read those signals just right. They themselves are single. They don't have anybody else that they're juggling, but there's a sense of like, I think that, in a very kind of individual and focused way, there may be something that could spark between the two of us. There may be some compatibility. We could like one another. We could get to know one another. If you are celibate, this is something that they are recognizing within your energy. It has created a glow about you that is very unique. It is very different from other people around you, other people that they have dated previously, other people that, they've known of. If you've been single and celibate for a while, then honey, that glow it's like the moon. It's something that's very bright. It's something that this person is able to like see from a mile away, and that makes you very rare. That makes you like a treasure, because there's a sense of you have enough discernment or self-respect not to settle, not to kind of just fill a space in your life with whoever or whatever. That you've come to a place within yourself of you're wanting more than just kind of like physical companionship. There's a sense that they're seeing that you are somebody who may align with kind of an importance within them, a focus within them that is like, I want something deeper than just a good time. I want something deeper than sex. I want something deeper than just a fun weekend or a fun night or a fun couple of weeks. I want something longer lasting. I want something enduring. I want something with many layers to it. And that's not something which is experienced or achieved by moving quickly into anything and by like going all the way too quickly. So this person isn't like giving off a prudish energy, and they don't see you as that either. But there's just a sense of kind of like you're somebody that access to those more kind of deeper layers of who you are, that intimacy, it's got to be earned. It's not something that can be manipulated or negotiated with. You can't bargain your way into that or trick your way into that. That might have been the case in previous chapters in your life, as it has been in previous chapters of this person's life, both on the giving and receiving end. But there's a sense that like, again, like a kindred spirit sort of energy, that they're saying you might be somebody that aligns with those values of, I don't need just anybody around. I'd rather hold out for something meaningful, something important, and be on my own if I'm not able to find that, or I'm not able to encounter that or align with that at this point. So they find that to be very attractive, very, very magnetic. It's like drawing them in. We also have sovereignty. Yeah, so the fact that you are moving in your highly empowered, independent energy, this is where they're seeing it's like a privilege to walk by your side. You may be somebody with a very small circle. You are, in general, kind of just very choosy as far as who you give your energy to, who you give your time to, who you share your life with. Anything that they have seen or known about your social circle, it's like high quality people. That you are someone who is relatable. You're very generous, very approachable, very hospitable to all people. But those who are close to you, that it's almost like you're very careful as far as who that is. You're not someone who's easy to access. It's not easy to reach you. It's not easy to gain access to the kind of that inner sanctum. And so again, this person is putting the importance in kind of that approach to you, making their intentions known. introducing themselves. For some, this could be like total secret admirer, or just crossing that threshold of kind of like casual fascination into something of like, let's go somewhere and talk. Let's get to know one another deeper. Let me introduce you to layers of myself that aren't so easily visible from the surface, but that I too only give access to others who have kind of like gained that privilege, gained that right through demonstrations of certain aspects of character, or how they carry themselves, or how they relate to other people. It's like this person is seeing you relate to other people, and they're seeing that you're a person of character, you're a person of your word, you're a person of value, you're a person of integrity. You honor and respect others. And that these are all just like human qualities that they find to be very endearing, very important, very meaningful in like the type of partner that they would choose to build with in a long-term sense, which is motivating them to want to explore something with you. Yeah, we have creation. So they definitely want to build a bridge between wherever they are and wherever you are at. They want to be the one to take the initiative, to take that first step. Although they see that you're someone who is not afraid to go after what you want. And that too is something that it feels like is very enticing, very intriguing. It's putting a lot of importance on kind of like the next thing they do, or the first thing they do in certain circumstances. Because there's a sense like, you're not going to wait around for me to prove myself. I want the slow and steady approach, but I got to get it right. I got to make sure this is a well-crafted delivery, that I am consistent, that I'm honest, that I follow through. Because you are not someone who is starved for attention. You are not somebody who fears loneliness or isolation. You are someone who's okay walking by yourself if you cannot find anyone to walk with. You are the type of person that to be in your presence seems to be an honor or a privilege. Not just that people earn the right to be near you, but they in themselves have had to kind of like earn some sort of relationship with themselves in order to be able to perceive these kind of intangible qualities that you have. These attributes about you that people that are careless, or people that are low vibrational, or people that are only just kind of focused on the surface, focused on the material, focused on the physical, they would miss all of that. They couldn't appreciate your value. This is somebody who sees you as like even kind of a diamond in the rough, or others may have perceived you to be a diamond in the rough, but they see you as somebody fully formed, fully shaped, fully faceted. By your own two hands and your own choices, you have carved out this very beautiful version of yourself. You sparkle like a gem in the night. It's kind of how your energy is presenting itself. And this isn't just, a positive and uplifting attitude that you have. This isn't just healthy choices. There's something where your glow, your emanation is a result of things that you've denied to yourself. Not because you're a glutton for punishment, but because you're like, I'll wait for the really right thing. I'm not just going to settle for mediocrity. I'm going to wait for excellence. I'm going to meet that halfway. And if I can't find that, I'm going to embrace that within myself. So this person almost feels that you're like an overlooked treasure. This is somebody that's almost kind of like looking around and sort of like, why isn't anyone else kind of coming up and seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity? They may have even witnessed other people sort of like shoot their shot and fumble the situation. And so there's a sense of like, okay, my turn. Now it's my opportunity to kind of get right what I've seen others get wrong, or even what they anticipate in their mind might be like other potential suitors that you've had, other people that have tried to like run game on you, or look at a connection with you as some sort of act of conquest, something to feed the ego. This person understands like they must approach with both the interests of the ego and the soul in symmetrical alignment, and that is what you are interested in. They don't see you as somebody that is like, nose in the air, holier than thou kind of energy. They see you as somebody very down to earth, very approachable, very warm, very personable. But you are also somebody that like has a layer of mystery. It's like high priestess energy. There's more to you than meets the eye. And it is the brave and patient candidate that is able to hold space long enough with you, capture your attention, and spark curiosity within you that gets to part that veil and enter the inner realm of what an experience with you is like. And so this person sees that, the journey, whether they fail or fly, it's an adventure in and of itself. It's like something I've been waiting my whole life for, an experience like this, for a person like you that I didn't even think I could manifest. I didn't fathom such a person existed, because it's taken time for me to become a similar version of myself, or what they see as like a resonant frequency, like a kindred spirit energy. It's taken time for them to kind of evolve into, lean into this version of themselves, and it has equipped them with the sight to be able to perceive you shining brightly in the midst of others that may move about the world with more pageantry, more flair, more of like a loud personality. It's almost like you're a calm force of nature. Your presence is loud even when you choose silence. There's something about you that only the well-trained eye is able to see. Their heart has resonated with something, some kind of vibe you're putting out, like a frequency, like an echo of all the longings you had in the past that weren't fulfilled, all the dreams that seemed like they might have come true only for the illusion to be shattered when the sun came up, all the versions of yourself that disappointed you by the choices that you made. And so you had to leave those versions behind and become someone different, who would choose themselves at the exclusion of all else, that would ask a departure from that energy of total self-love. All of that is something that is like in the realm of what this person sort of intuits about you. They recognize about you that to enter into romance with you, enter into an emotional connection, enter into a deeply personal connection, that's like a sacred experience in and of itself. It's a memorable experience in and of itself. You're someone that makes an impression without even meaning to. Yeah, and we've also got hunger. So this person has definitely got an insatiable appetite for you. They are fixated on you. They are drawn in. You have not just kind of awakened this person's heart or drawn their attention away from like a lone wolf energy. This is something where they are supercharged and motivated and incentivized to take a step forward towards you, to not just remain a spectator in your life, to kind of cross that threshold and that boundary of the unknown, to knock on that door, to introduce themselves, to put themselves out there, to express in subtle and overt ways an intention to move in closer, to ask permission if you will allow such things, and to give you permission to explore the inner corridors of like who they are as a person as well. Qualities and attributes about them, or the way in which they're capable of loving or feeling or interacting with others on like a deep level that maybe others they've encountered have not been able to appreciate, have not been able to fathom, have not been able to connect with, because they've not chosen that energy of like, I choose me over poor company. But that aspect of like celibacy, singleness, sovereignty, not as kind of like a boo-hoo, woe is me energy, but something where you're very empowered within that. You're not just, overinflating your ego and pretending that it's cool, but it's a sense of almost like, no, I accept this, I embrace this, I prefer this over the experiences that I had in the past of people that caused me to diminish myself, or where I was motivated to just kind of call or allow anyone into my life just to say I have someone, just to be near someone, just to feel chosen by someone. Like you've left all that behind, and you're standing in this energy of like, I choose me, and then I choose what chooses me as well. And this person is like, without even talking about this, without even discussing this, they sense that energy deeply within you. It's written all over your energy. It's written all over your face. It's written all over your choices. It's written all over the way in which you live your life and you carry yourself, what you do and what you don't do, where you are seen and where you are not seen, how you move through the world and how you are still. And so this is something that it's beyond just kind of like, I find you attractive, or, I got a crush on you. There's some kind of like deep hunger inside of themselves that is almost like this could be that aligned and kindred spirit, where if we get to know one another and it progresses into romance, and then it becomes something sexual, and it becomes something intimate, and it becomes something real, and it becomes something deep, and it becomes something lasting, we will be able to appreciate and savor and really experience that experience with one another, because it didn't just come about through desperation, grabbing at the first thing that came along and running with that, or settling into that and pretending that that was what we wanted, or that we were satisfied. But this is something that came as the byproduct of choosing ourselves and being very comfortable with that, being very excited, feeling like we got the best thing in the world because we got ourselves, and then moving forward from that place with those eyes, with that way of perceiving the world, to be able to recognize that complementary vibration within another. And this person has recognized that within you. So it feels like this is somebody that is wanting to come in and, explore this. Peek behind the curtain, let you peek behind their curtain. Take things mindfully is what's coming through. Not necessarily slowly, but mindfully. Savoring every bite, every moment, every beautiful step forward. And there's a sense of almost like you satiate this person. There's a lot of gratitude already for this opportunity. Kind of like, how did you slip through the hands of anyone else? What have you been through that to make you this beautiful? And what did I do in order to get to this place where there is an opportunity that I might be able to love you and to be loved by you in return? So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.